Hello there and welcome to Chipola College Television. This is Chipola Talks, your favorite show. Oh, it's not your favorite show? You must not have watched it much, because if you watch it long enough, you're going to see something on there you like. Yes, we do some shows that I don't like, but I do it because of you. If you got an idea for a show, don't call and tell me the idea. Call and tell me who's going to come in and talk about the idea. You realize if you've got that album at home of all those fishing trips that you have made and you want to brag on it, bring the album in. If it's your family, if you've got 74 grandchildren, you want to brag on them, come in and talk about it. If you've got something coming up at your church, a big event, come in, let's talk about it. If you've got anything that you want to share with the community, a festival, an activity, you name it. I feel bad because last week a lady that was 104, I had promised myself that I was going to go interview her. She was still alert at 104, still traveled, did anything she wanted to. And I kept saying, I'm going to do it next week, and I kept putting it off. So I feel sad about that. But there's a lot of things in the community that you would like to do. Call and tell me who's going to come in and talk about it. But I appreciate that. I have somebody who's been on here before. We're going to talk about something I think that you will be interested, because it is for homeless people, I think. She's going to tell us all about it. Who do I have with me today?
Aida Spina.
Aida Spina. I love that name, Aida Spina.
Hi.
Well, if someone said, what nationality are you, what would you say?
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
100%.
100% Puerto Rican. So you can speak how many languages?
2, English and Spanish fluently.
Are you good in Spanish?
Very much so.
Very good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to ask you the first question. I want you to do it in Spanish, okay?
Okay.
What are homeless people?
In Spanish.
In Spanish.
Personas que tienen que dormir en un lugar que no ha sido preparado para habitación humana.
I understood that you said anyone who doesn't have a place to live and they need food and they have no transportation.
Just about.
No, put it in English now, Ida. Put it in English.
A homeless person is someone that is sleeping in a place not created or prepared for human habitation.
Yeah. Well, now, you're interested in it because we've started a foundation, or is that what it's called?
It's called JC Community Emergency Shelter.
Shelter. Mm-hmm. And I've got a big old sheet right here that I put in, I said print on one of her emails from about a month ago, and it printed it this big.
Oh.
So I can read it without my glasses.
There you go.
Well, now, your address is Alford. That's your address. Where
My
are we going to
address.
have the homeless shelter? I know
We
don't
don't have a location as of today, but we're currently working, and I will be, after this program, I will be going to see 2 facilities, 2 locations that are coming available through USDA. So it will be within the Jackson County.
Well, I think you say you like either the interstate, close to the interstate, or 231. Sounds logical, right?
It would. However, we want the location to be where, that would be my preference, but we want this program to be where we can work better with all the referral agencies and also bringing the people from their locations. So.
Well, I hear the rumors, and I've actually done a show with one homeless person. He came in and sang as he played a garbage can, and I actually had a phone call at my house saying, I just really enjoyed that. She didn't know he was really homeless. I think she didn't realize that he was homeless, even though at the first of the show, he said he was living out behind the Lowe's and Walmart. Well, now, how many do we have out there? Do you know?
According to statistics from some of the people that are actually doing the outreach out there, like Evangel Worship Center in Mariana, close to 100.
Well, see, I heard 50 to 100, and there's been, the law's been trying to either help them or get them gone. Mm-hmm. Help them or get them gone. Mm-hmm. Because when you're hungry and you have nowhere to live, crime rate goes up amongst those people.
Right.
And I mean, churches ought to be looking after people. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what a church is supposed to be, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Not just a place to go sing and enjoy padded pews. We're supposed to be helping people.
This is true.
Well, do you have any stats about how many people that are homeless in the area, or is that not a good question to ask?
I do, but before I go through all of that, I would like to lay a little foundation of where this program is coming from and how it was created.
Okay, go ahead.
If that would be okay. And I want to say thank you, Royce, for having me here with you today. Well, last year, in the month of March, the Wright Foundation and its founder,
she was a former flute player for me.
Sharita Wright, she created the Community Resource Center. Within that structure, she began having creating a coalition of different agencies and organizations within the area, and I became a member of that group, coalition. And within a short time, and after sitting in there and brainstorming about the needs of Jackson County, of course, shelter was one of the top on the list. I have had experience on the shelter area because I used to live in the Volusia County, Daytona Beach, Florida, and I ran a 1-year residential program for homeless women and prostitutes in there. So that's been a burden of mine for the longest time. However, and here in the Jackson County, there are so many agencies that are already helping the homeless people through churches and other food pantry situations. So we are all familiar with the need. However, none of us have put something together. So it was suggested that we created a subcommittee to find a solution for this problem. And so I took the charge on it and began doing all the research and contacting other people. And before we knew it, this had taken shape and form. So we created a community-based project that is from the community to the community, because even though the cliche of homelessness has always been related to alcohol and drugs, it has nothing to do with that anymore. There are so many displaced families now due to foreclosure, loss of employment, loss of income, and many other crises that are affecting our communities, that it could happen to anybody at any given time. So there are a lot of displaced families that are out there hopeless, not knowing what to do. They don't fit the criteria of living under the, in the woods, but they still don't have a place where they should be sleeping according to the standards or the definition of homelessness. So we decided every solution starts with a plan. So the plan is, okay, we up to now have been working with the Northwest Homeless and Hunger Coalition of Northwest and Panama City, where we'll be working with them. Obviously, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So I'm also connected to the National Alliance of to End Homelessness nationally. So we're acquiring all the resources and information from all these agencies to create our own program to help Jackson County. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to open a 14-day emergency shelter. What this will allow us to do is help the resources and the organizations that are already helping people, like the Department of Health, Salvation Army, United Way, Homeless Coalition. Everybody's helping, but there is nothing locally to sort out the issues or the basic need for that family. So we're going to open this shelter. Within those 14 days, we hope to...
What does 14 mean? They can only stay there 14 days?
For 14 days.
But during the 14 days, what happens?
Well, upon admission, we're going to begin the process of doing a complete assessment of their condition, their position, where they are. Are they from Jackson County? Are they just transient people traveling through? Are they dealing with alcohol and drug addictions? Do they have disabilities? Are they veterans? We're going to sort out and to have a more complete assessment, so that way we can say, okay, now that we know what your basic need is, then let's work on that. And then begin the process of either referring them to other transitional facilities, long-term or short-term, whether it's in or out of Florida. If we have someone that, for example, is traveling through from another state, going across, the majority of the times we hear them say, I just want to get to Panama City. I just want to get to Pensacola. I just want to get to Tallahassee. Bigger city, more chances of work. Well, that person might have gotten stuck in here for something else than drugs and alcohol, and they just want to get home. Well, then in that case, we'll help them to get home. Sure. Provide them with a bus ticket and send them home. There are resources available to do this. There are organizations now that are already providing, hotel or food or clothing and all these things. So instead of helping at random, we're going to coordinate the effort.